Was supposed to be St. Louis's Sabathia or Harden. Mulder was coming back from 2 shoulder separations. First start since last September. Hadn't won a game in 25 months. The walk there. Mulder would leave the game after throwing 16 pitches. You got a feel for the guy. He'd be re-examined on Thursday. 8th inning, tied at 2. Ryan Howard leading off, facing Kyle McClellan. A couple of swings and misses. And now Howard. Major League Baseball strikeout leader with an 0-2 count. The solo jack. Howard had been an 0-87 hitter with 2 strikes on him. That was all the way up to 100. 9th inning. Brad Lidge facing Albert Pujols. The defining moment of Lidge's career prior to the season was back in that 2005 NLCS. Remember, Pujols hit the dramatic 3-run home run. Well, Lidge gets Pujols this time around. Not exactly revenge. Baby steps. He'll take you. 2 batters later, Rick Ankiel facing Lidge with 2 on and 2 out. And Keel swings and misses. Second pitch, swing and a miss on the breaking ball, down and in. And your third pitch, it's Lidge. Going to break off something nasty. Wow. Lidge strikes out Ankiel on 3 pitches to end it. Lidge gets his 20th save of the season.
Beer Makers Rockies crew a chance to gain 2nd place in the NL Central. Ben Sheets maybe shows off for Clint Hurdle. He could be your all-star starter for the National League. Top 1. Sure, look at that. Scott Sednick goes down swinging. Garrett Adkins missed as well. Sheets out of the 1st in less than 7 minutes. We go to the 2nd. Sheets working well. Joe Kashansky goes down on 95-mile heater. Top 4, Matt Holliday, swing, miss, you're out. Kashansky comes up again, bummer. 10 strikeouts through 5 for Sheets, and his new teammate, CC Sabathia, goes, yeah, that's good gas right there. Top 6, we're tied at 1, runner on first, and Garrett Adkins not missing there. Not striking out, he's striking deep. 13th homer of the season, 2-run job, gives his team a 3-1 lead. He would add his 14th, and in the 8th, it really gets away from him. A 4-3 game, becomes 6-3, and Guillermo Mota gives up a big shot to Kashansky, 2-run shot to the Rocks, powering here, 8-3. Sheets the loss despite recording 11 strikeouts.
All right, we're staying in the Central. Reds at Wrigley. Rich Harden put on the home whites for the first time, or home blues, if you will. He'll start on Saturday. Carlos Zambrano, his 2nd start since coming off the DL, and didn't get off to a good start. Adam Dunn takes him up and out, his 23rd of the year. Reds enjoying a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 6th, tied at 1. Bases are empty for Aramis Ramirez off Johnny Cueto. If it's fair, it's gone, and I don't see a foul pull. Do you?
Nope.
No. Ramirez is 16th of the year. Cubbies in a 2-1 lead. In the 7th, 2 down. Zambrano drops a slow curve for strike 1 off the table against Brandon Phillips. And yeah, I think Zambrano enjoyed that. Hey, let me see how I can throw that again. Or I'll go 97-mile cheese at you. Zambrano set down the last 20 he faced after giving up the Dunn home run. Top 9, 5-1 Cubs. Base loaded, 2 down, tying one at the plate. And Kerry Wood gets it done to end the game. Zambrano improves to 15-1 in the month of July. You are afraid to ask.
Braves and Dodgers, Atlanta 0 runs in the series opening loss Monday, 9 Tuesday. What would it be Wednesday? Derek Lowe. Well, there you go. Chipper Jones strikes out swinging. He was 0 for 3. He's hitting 375 now. Top 6, 2 outs. No score. Lowe facing Tim Hudson. Hudson goes down swinging. Lowe perfect through 6, but there's no score. So he's in line, get no decision. Tim Hudson facing Matt Kemp. Sees the ball just fine there, thank you. That's gone. 1-0 Dodgers. Number 8 for Kemp, and now we can put on the perfect game watch. We'll also flash back to Monday when Hiroki Kuroda's perfect game into the 7th. And look at that. Gregor Blanco tries to break it up with a bunt. I think Bob Brenly didn't get a look at that, huh? Back to Wednesday's game, and Blanco again, and this time, there you go. That is a base knock. The perfect game is over. Low 7 2/3, 2 hits, 1 earned, and that is a stout pitching line. Hudson facing Andrew Jones with 2 men on. Jones a single there. He was 1 for 3, so he boosts his average to 171, and the Dodgers hang on to win it by a count of 2-1.
Dandy of a matchup in the Angels-Rangers game. Francisco Rodriguez, guys, 35 saves before the All-Star break. Bottom 9, Rangers were down 2, and now they're only down 1. Michael Young, RBI single. It sets up the matchup. K-Rod against Josh Hamilton. Hamilton, the Major League Baseball leader in RBIs, but he's gone 70 at-bats without a home run. First pitch to Hamilton. Rodriguez starts him off with a breaking ball away, ball 1. Second pitch, Hamilton's going to foul it away. On the 3rd pitch, Michael Young takes off. He's running with Hamilton at the plate. How's that for a gutsy decision from skipper Ron Washington? To the tying run at 2nd. 4th pitch, Rodriguez wants nothing to do with him coming inside, right? 5th pitch on the 3-1 count. Hamilton, get out of town. Just the third blown save for K-Rod. For Hamilton, his 20th jack, first walk-off of his career. From Wednesday night at Big Shea against the baseball Giants, still will be the shortest outing of his season. Top of the first, Ray Durham strikes out looking. Top of the second, Jose Castillo. Yohan Santana was cruising early. Bottom four, 2-on-2 out. Here's Ramon Castro. Here's a little run support for you. Santana, a 3-run shot, his third of the year in New York, had a 3-0 lead. Now, the top of the fifth, the rain starting to fall, and I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for a while. Bruce Bochy would disagree. He said, hey, maybe we got to stop this thing. What do you think? Well, Ray Durham walks, and they play on. The next batter is Randy Wynn, and Wynn's going to fly out on the first pitch. Oh, this is an official game. Santana would pitch 5 complete, would not return after a 42-minute rain delay, but he was in line for a rare victory. Argenis Reyes, the other Reyes, the base hit, scores Carlos Delgado. The Mets get their second consecutive shutout, and Santana picks up the win.
Twins Red Sox Soldiers Day at Fenway for this game. Troops honored on the field before the game, and Marines in Camp Fallujah, Iraq, give away the big phrase.
1, 2, 3. Play ball!
That's how you start the ball games. We go to the 7th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. Sox up 7-5. Jason Varitek, line drive. Denard Span sliding and making the catch. Now, Mike Lowell tags to score, but, well, not if it's a catch. Oh, boy, look at that. Step up. That's a triple play. Trey Francona's, it can't be a triple play, man. He trapped it. Look at this. Yeah, clearly a trap. So Varitek signaling he's safe. Umpires get together. They reverse the call. Ron Gardenhire now argues to the point that Charlie Rutherford says, go. Later in the inning, bases loaded, 1 out, same score. Jacoby Ellsbury singles to left. Sean Casey will score. Ellsbury 4 for 6 on the day. Sox up 9-5 after pitching change. Dustin Pedroia says, welcome to the laser show. Off the monster. It's a big double. 2 more will score. Red Sox are going to win at 18-5. They get 23 hits. So much for falling behind 3-zip early.
Well, the Yanks welcome the first place Rays to the stadium on Support the Stash Day. Gave away 20,000 mustaches in honor of Jason Giambi.
Yeah, the Big G's turned into a fashion icon. I can't believe it. You know, at first it started out, you know, as being something to get Johnny and I going. You know, it's cool. I mean, how can you ask for anything at Yankee Stadium and everybody wearing mustaches? How cool is that?
Base. You know, Giambi's mustache is fake.
I didn't know that.
Yanks trying to get him into the All-Star game. I left it home. Giambi, the RBI single, scores Derek Jeter. Meanwhile, Sidney Ponson is pitching mustache-free. Akinori Iwamura strikes out looking in the top of the 3rd. Next batter, Carl Crawford. He also is just browsing. 2 batters later, Carlos Pena is swinging. Nice outing by Ponson. 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts. Top of the 6th, Carlos Pena. Up and out. His 14th of the season. Ponson shutout is over, and the Rays tie the score 1. To the 9th, Justin Christian is pinch running for Jorge Posada on 2nd, and Christian is taking off. He takes off. He didn't want to be the 2nd out at 3rd base, and he was. That was Christian's first major league stolen base, but Grant Balfour got Cabrera to strike out swinging. Jose Molina would fly out to end the inning. No opportunity there. Bottom of the 10th, Bobby Abreu to right center. Derek Jeter coming around first to score. The Yanks win 2-1. It's Abreu's first walk-off hit as a Yankee. But you know, he doesn't have a mustache.
The White Sox Royals, last 6 between these two, have all gone in favor of the Sox. We go top 6. Sox down 6-2. Carlos Quentin had already hit 1 off Brian Bannister. That was in the 4th, and this one just clears the wall. 2-run shot, and the Sox pull within 6-4 into the 8th. It's a 6-5 game. 2 outs, runners on the corner. Jim Thome single through the shift. That gets by. Orlando Cabrera will score, and we are tied at 6-6. Next man up, Paul Konerko. Royals pitcher Ramon Ramirez called for a balk as he leaned in, backed out. Oh, right away. Oh, home plate umpire. Done. Balk. Carlos Quentin scores from 3rd. The Sox come from 5-zip down to win it 7-6. Indians, Tigers. As you go. Oh, boy. Tiger Stadium being torn down. That's sort of a sad day there in Detroit, I would guess, huh?
Very cool ballpark.
Yeah, Eric Wedge Cleveland Indians are getting beaten up pretty good, too. 9-game losing streak. Indians in trouble, bottom 7. Tigers are down 6-1. Bases loaded. Carlos Guillen rips it to left. Rafael Betancourt, it's down, rattling around there in the left field corner. 2 will score. Tigers cut the lead to 6-3 after an RBI grounder makes it 6-4. Matt Joyce, yard work. 2-run shot, his 6th of the season, and we are tied at 6. Betancourt is pulled, and my guess is rightly unhappy about this thing. We go to the ninth, still 6-6, runner on third. Ryan Garco, what are you going to do about it? Sharply grounds to Guillen. Oh boy, we got a hot fox here. We're in a pickle. Casey Blake, done. Saves a run, big play. Look at it there. That is just a spear, and now we're going home with it, and just like that, we're going to take a tie ball game into the home half of the ninth. And with 1 on, Miguel Cabrera. Let's see, 2 homers Tuesday. Let's make it 5 in 5 games. This one a go homer, a 2-run shot, a 16th of the season. Tigers win at 8-6. They've won 7 in a row. The Indians have lost 10 straight for the first time since 1979. SportsCenter's top plays, and as always, we reserve the right to retire or unretire number 4. Number 10, practice round at the American Century Celebrity Golf Classic. Emmitt Smith. If that had gone in, he won a car. As it is, he made a nice 2. Competition starts on Friday. Fred.
At number 9, the 5th stage of the Tour de France, 144 miles from Cholet to Châteauroux, I like to say. Mark Cavendish wins the stage, 5 hours, 27 minutes, 52 seconds for Team Combined. All of a sudden, we're seeing a whole lot more contact around home plate. Speaking of contact, little Jaguars mini camp, Cleo Lemon finds Troy Williamson.
Number 6, Indians Tigers, Ramon Santiago. Oh, look at that. Drag bunt, Jamie Carroll better. Scoops it, flips it over to Casey Blake. Indians still lost their 10th in a row, but that was a nice play.
Number 5, the Marlins Padres. Hanley Ramirez goes deep, but not deep enough. Scott Hairston, the leaping grab. But it comes in a losing effort. Padres fall 5-2. All sorts of problems at home for San Diego.
Number 4, Cards Phillies. Skip Schumacher hits the first. Ryan Howard, the big man. The stop tosses to Jay Happ, who runs down Schumacher for the out. Accurately called here, Steve, by Darryl Cousins. And, you know, he's got the plate in the All-Star game.
Right.
Yeah, I usually keep track of these things.
Didn't know that.
A lot of times I hire it out, though. We got other people to do it.
This time it counts.
Nice done. Excellent. Wow. Number 2, coming at you again from the cradle of freedom. Cardinals, Phillies, Jimmy Rollins, or simply Jay Roll. Flies it down the left field line. Skip Schumacher doesn't apparently realize that guy's an MVP. Good catch. Phils win 4-2.
And coming in at number 1, Reds and Cubs, Paul Bacco hits it towards first. Derek Lee knocked it down with his bare hand. Look at that play. And able to toss it to first for the out. And the Cubs win at Wrigley again.